Alright, so now we've gotten to know our person. Alright, we've made it through the greet. We've accomplished both steps of the greet. Okay, I'm sorry, both goals of the greet. Do not move to the probe until you've accomplished the goals of the previous step, the greet. Okay? One key thing to remember here, and we've talked about it a few times now. Once you cross this threshold, once you cross that line of greet and probe, the greet is all about the people. The probe and so on is all about the product. Okay? Stay in the greet as long as possible. The moment you start talking motorcycle or product related questions, you're in the probe. You're in the next step. Get back up, get to know them. Alright? But you've accomplished that. You're friends. Alright? They know you, they trust you, they like you. Alright? All the combinations of trust are built. Alright, great. Move on to the probe. Alright? So we're gonna start off the activity and with getting to the get with your neighbor. Pair up with the person next to you. We're gonna do an activity. I want you to take the next 5 minutes and sell each other your pens. Okay? Sell each other your pens. We're gonna recap. Alright, after this activity is done, generally we always end up hearing questions throughout the group. So as we listen and watch you guys try to do this, we're going to hear questions brought up of, what are you planning on doing with your pen? Are you going to be writing or are you going to be drawing? Do you want it to be retractable or do you want a cap on it? Do you care if it's open-ended or if it's felt tip or if it's a ball pen? What's important to you? What color is the ink? What color ink do you like writing in the most? Blue or black? Okay, these are the questions we tend to hear. So, one thing to consider, one thing to think about when you're on the sales floor, we always end up selling the first bike that people take us to and we let them guide us to, or we sell them the bike that we want to move. And why is that? Why do we do that? Because we're lazy. It's because we're ignoring the fact of what's important to the people. Alright? It's lazy. It's the easiest way. It's the easiest thing to do. Oh, well, he asked about an R1, so I'm going to take him to the R1. Not knowing that he's 18 years old and doesn't even know what a motorcycle is. Okay? So we always end up going to the first bike. Stop doing that. Alright? So, again, we're going to do another activity. Alright? So I would go around the classroom. What do you drive and why? Tell me what you drive. What kind of car do you have? Why do you have it? Ultimately, we're going to get questions. We're going to get everybody stirred up. We'll make sure we hit everybody in the room going all the way across. And as they're doing it, we're going to explain, why do you have it? We always end up getting answers of, well, this was important to me. One gentleman said, well, I only drive Ford because it's American built and Ford didn't take money from the bailout. That's important to him. Great. Another person, I drive a convertible Mustang. Why? Well, because it's what I've always wanted. Okay, great. It's what you want. I drive a Ford F-150. Why? Well, it's because I need to move cargo. Cool. So, that gets us into the 2 steps of the probe. Okay? 2 steps of the probe. Again, step 1 is to build value. Step 2, eliminate other models. We'll break each one of these apart. So, building value, all right? That's one of the ones we just talked about. So what are the 3 things that build value into something? All right, number 1. So actually, let's jump back to this. So we know what the 2 steps are. All right, so we'll get back to eliminating other models. Step 1 of the probe is to build value. Okay. Step 1 in building the value. It's important to them. Okay, step 2. Want. Step 3. Need. Alright, so probe. We want to build value. Okay? Important to me. We just described this. So if this gentleman here, it's important to him that Ford Motor Company did not accept any money from the bailout. That's important to him. That's something that he holds dear. Good. Roll with that. Alright? I want a convertible because I've always wanted a convertible. I deserve it. I work hard. I need a truck to move lumber and dirt and stone, to operate the acreage I own. I need a truck to be able to move my four-wheeler back and forth when we go to the mountains. I pull my wave runner. These are things, I need this truck for those items, okay? So let's talk about, I'll tell you a little story. Reader's Digest did a study about women buying a car, all right? What do you believe is the number one most important aspect to a woman when buying a car? And of course, we're women, mind you, all right? Again, we go around the room. This is when we get answers. We want to make sure we include every person in the room, and kind of do like a little tally board of why. And we can, just to keep them included, we're going to go open the board, and we're going to end up writing reasons. Why do women, what's the most important thing to them when they're buying a car? All right? Ultimately, it comes back to reliability. Reliability is the most important thing for a woman when buying her car. Why is that? Because for me to break down at 2 a.m. in the morning on the side of the road isn't a big deal. I'm not nervous. I'm going to break down, I'm going to curse, I'm going to kick the tire, but ultimately I'm not scared, okay? A woman is scared to be alone in the dark. Stereotyping here completely, but reliability is the most important aspect. They don't want to be broken down and stranded, okay? Me, I don't care. I'll make a phone call and I'll hang out in the dark woods and I'll wait. It's not that big a deal to me, okay? So, building value. Obviously, again, step one on that. The next part, and again, remembering this is going to be a rip-off sheet, and I'll end up using a separate sheet for this. Step two in the probe is to eliminate other models. All right, how do we do this? How do we eliminate other models? All right, ultimately we're going to ask questions. We're going to ask questions. We're going to ask probing questions. All right, how are you riding 1-up or 2-up? Does your wife plan on riding with you? Are you taking your girlfriend with you? Does your wife know you're taking your girlfriend with you? All right, what's important to you? Are you going distance riding? Are you? Okay, now, remembering this, what is distance? Well, what's a far ride? What's far for me might be going to the mountains for the weekend. What's far for you might be 250 miles a day to 400 miles a day every day for 3 weeks, going to Nova Scotia and back. Okay? So there is a difference. What's important to you? What do you want? Not what I want. What do you want? What's cool to you? What's important to you? All right? We need to ask those questions. What do your friends ride? Right? What's your favorite color? And, you know, add that all back together. All right? We're using those questions ultimately so that we can find the right unit. Okay? We want to find you the right unit, and ultimately we want to get you, well, preferably we want to get you to 3 units. All right? We want 3 choices. Number 1 is for the customer. You know, hey, I saw this magazine article about this new R1, and I really wanted to check it out. That's option 1, provided everything goes along. Options 2 and 3 are for your presentation. I understand you want the R1, but based off what you said to me, have you seen the new FZ1? The new FZ1 has the R1 motor, but it's built naked and upright for adult comfort. Adult comfort. Still housing 150 plus horsepower, but adult comfort. Okay? Based off what you told me about wanting to go more distance, wanting to carry some luggage, I think you should do this. The third option is also for you, but it's for any type of objection based off the first one. Yeah, I get what you're saying with that FZ1, but I really want a full fairing bike. I don't like that naked upright. Great, let me show you this. Here's the Kawasaki ZX10 or Ninja 1000. Again, 1000cc, upright, comfortable, full fairing. Okay? Again, multiple options, and we get to do that based off the answers that we have gathered during those questions that eliminate the other models. I'm not going to show that guy a scooter. Okay? I'm not going to show him a scooter. He's not here for a scooter. I'm not going to show him a Vulcan 900 because he wants something peppy and powerful. He doesn't want to sit up with his legs forward, creeping down the highway for 50 miles a day. He wants to go for some speed. Okay? So ultimately, again, 3 options. Find the one that they come for. 2 more for yourself. All right? Now, when you're doing that, I want you to write this down. Write this part down. And remember this. The best deal in the world on the wrong unit is still a terrible deal. All right? The best deal in the world on the wrong unit is still a terrible deal. do not sell a guy the wrong unit just because it pays you more, or just because it's the one he said he wanted. If you know after asking all those questions, you're the expert. If you know after asking all those questions that, hey, that R1's not the right bike for you, you really should be on this FZ1. Tell him the best deal in the world in this bike is still a terrible deal. All right? So work backwards. Don't go worrying about the clothes yet. Don't go doing any of that. Just say, I'm presenting this. Okay? So just remember that when you're doing this and you're gathering information, the moment when you have enough information, it always will equal a sale. Remember that. Enough information will always equal a sale. So work with me on this one. So I know that this bike is the color you want. It can house two up for you and your wife. It can hold the luggage. It's got 150 plus horsepower. You don't need 195 horsepower out of the R1. 160 will do just well, believe me. All right. It can do the trips you want to take. So somewhere between, if I was giving this away for free today, would you take it? Yeah. What about $50? Yeah. If I was selling it for $500. If I was selling it for $5,000. If I was selling it for $50,000. Whoa, time out. All right, cool. So, point being, gathering enough information and being able to show them the right bike, somewhere between $0 and $50,000 is the number in which they'll take it. All right? We just got to figure out where that is. What's the number that'll make that bike happen? So, work it out. Again, build value in your product. Build value in your product. Build value in what you're going to show them. Find out what their value is, what they value in this. Okay? And again, eliminate other model choices. Don't go showing them bikes that they're not going to want. All right? Eliminate the other choices. And just remember, the best deal in the world on the wrong unit is still a terrible deal.